On June 9th, 68. He was Rome's most infamous emperor, a man who burned the city to light his own glory. Yet when the empire turned against him, he fled, and then, in a final act of madness, he chose to die. Why did Nero, the man who once ruled the world, end his life in the shadows of a crumbling palace? In the 1st century AD, Rome was the beating heart of the known world. Its roads connected empires, its laws shaped civilizations. But beneath this grandeur, ambition simmered, and one man would twist the empire's destiny forever. Nero, the Nero, ascended the throne at 16. By 30, he'd ordered his mother's murder, burned Rome to build his golden palace, and claimed to be a god. His reign was a spectacle of excess and paranoia. He performed on stage dressed as a woman. He claimed the gods spoke to him. His court was filled with artists, but also spies. To the Senate, he was a tyrant. To the people, a madman. In 65 AD, a senator named Pisan plotted to kill Nero. The plot failed, but it exposed a rot in Rome. The emperor had alienated his closest allies, and the empire teetered on the edge of rebellion. Rome's people had suffered fires, taxes, and famine. They saw Nero as the architect of their suffering. When his popularity crumbled, the Senate moved, and the empire turned against its most infamous ruler. By 68 AD, legions in Spain and Gaul had rebelled. The Senate declared Nero a public enemy. With the empire fracturing, the emperor fled Rome, and the stage was set for his final, desperate act. Nero fled to the coastal town of Antium, pursued by his enemies. His bodyguard betrayed him, leaving him alone in a villa. The emperor who had once ruled the world now faced the end of his reign and his life. The Senate declared Nero a criminal. His name was erased from public records. The empire now belonged to a new ruler, but Nero refused to accept his fate. He chose to die, and he chose to do it on his own terms. In a final act of defiance, Nero took his own life. Some say he choked on a fig, others claim he stabbed himself. Whatever the method, his death marked the end of the Julio-Claudian dynasty and the beginning of a new era for Rome. Nero's death was declared by the Senate, but his name was erased from history. Coins minted in his honor were melted down. His memory was buried. Yet his story would live on through the whispers of Rome's people. Nero's body was buried in a simple tomb, far from the grandeur he once demanded. His enemies celebrated, but his legacy of excess, madness, and power would echo through the ages. Statues of Nero were smashed, his name erased from inscriptions. The empire had rejected him, but his story, like the ruins of Rome, would never truly fade. Ancient historians like Suetonius painted Nero as a monster. Yet later scholars questioned whether his madness was real or a convenient myth. His story became a cautionary tale of power and corruption. Nero's portraits were destroyed, but his image endured in art and literature. His reign became a symbol of decadence, a warning to future rulers of the dangers of unchecked ambition. Today, the ruins of Rome stand as a testament to its grandeur and its tragedies. Nero's story is etched into the stones of the empire he once ruled. Nero's death marked the end of the Julio-Claudian dynasty. The empire entered a new era, one that would test Rome's resilience and redefine its future. Galba, a general, took the throne. His rule was short-lived, but the empire had survived. The lesson was clear. Even the most powerful emperors could fall. As Galba's statue stood in Rome, the city looked to the future. The story of Nero and his tragic end became a part of Rome's enduring history. Explore more stories of power and downfall. Subscribe now and dive deeper into history's most dramatic moments.